Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world. The news cycle on global television coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Godwin Sunday. A quick reminder that global television is on DSTV channel 365 and free to air on Night Concert. You can download the Global TV Nigerian app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcasts. The chairman of the House of Representatives Committee on Constitution Review, Honorable Benjamin Kalu, says that none of the proposals received for the creation of 31 states met the constitutional requirements. Kalu made the revelation at the commencement of a two-day retreat for members of the Constitution Review Committee of the House holding at Ikotekpene in Akwa Ibom State. A deputy speaker, who is also the chairman of the committee, said the bills reflect the collective commitment to refining governance in Nigeria, with some of them progressing to the second reading stages and others remaining at the first reading at the moment. The chairman of the House of Representatives Committee on Constitutional Review, Honorable Benjamin Kalu, says that none of the proposals received for the creation of 31 new states met the constitutional requirements. Kalu made the revelation at the commencement of a two-day retreat for members of the Constitution Committee on House of Assembly at Ikotekpene. The Department of State Service, DSS, finally granted access to the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, following mounting pressure from his family and legal team. Kanu's lawyer, Aloy Ejimako, had earlier raised the alarm that both his legal representatives and family members were denied access to him at the DSS headquarters in Abuja. The federal government has approved the relocation of 29 out of Nigerian 256 custodial centers due to rapid urbanization. Minister of Interior, Dr. Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, disclosed this in Abuja when he commissioned 39 mini-green Maria for the conveyance of inmates to and from court and 5 bullet-resistant guide boots at the headquarters of the Nigerian Correctional Service, NCOS, in Abuja. The National Economic Council, NEC, has inaugurated Nutrition 774 initiative to combat malnutrition across the country. This is as the Vice President, Senator Kashim Shettima, called on state governors, ministers, local government chairmen, and other stakeholders, including the private sector, to take urgent and decisive action against the scourge of malnutrition in the country. Shettima, while addressing the council, said the consequences of malnutrition transcend to health sector, forming the foundation of the calamities that limit productivity, learning, and the nation's growth. Kebbi State Government, in collaboration with the Nanas Foundation, has commenced the distribution of essential wedding materials to beneficiaries of the mass wedding schedule for February the 27th, 2025 at the Emir of Gwando's Palace. The mass wedding, tagged Auren Gata, is an initiative of the state governor, Dr. Nasir Idris, aimed at supporting 300 couples drawn from various parts of the state. A Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, said Nigeria will not accommodate any form of disrespect from any country against its citizens, saying it is important for everyone to understand that Nigeria deserves respect. The CDS stated this at the defense headquarters in Abuja shortly after it received wounded military personnel that had participated in the Invictus game in Canada, maintained that Nigerians is being treated unfairly by some countries. Kikelomo Okere completes the story.
The Chief of Defence Staff General Christopher Musa dismissed the insinuation from some quarters that members of the armed forces were not invited to Vancouver, Canada, to participate in Invictus Game initiated by Duke Sex. Providing an insight into what transpired during the preparation, General Musa says they followed all due process, adding that concerned government officials, including ministers and national security advisor, were aware.
The denial of the visa. We mustn't travel abroad. Nigeria is good enough for all of us. We had an agreement. We were invited. A program was sent. We forwarded our requirements. We followed the process. Everybody knows members of the armed forces will never take shortcuts. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Minister of State, the NSA, everybody is aware about this journey, and we followed the process. But for reasons best known to them, most of the teams, you remember, the team captain did not go. The medical doctor was not there, the physiotherapist did not go. All those that were important for the team were not given visas. And the question is why? Well, I'm happy that the federal government is also looking at those aspects. I think it's important for people to understand that we deserve respect as Nigerians all over the world. And we must never accommodate disrespect from anybody, because we're a great country.
A further pledge to stop at nothing to improve the morale of the troops and the wounded and the sick personnel.
Chief of Defence Staff, this is a clarion call that whatever it takes to raise the morale of our troops, we will do it, whatever the cost is, because we know once the troops see what we are doing with those that are injured, they will want to give their best, because they know if anything happens to them, they will also be taken care of.
Speaking shortly after they were ushered in, the Director of Sport at Defence Headquarters lament over the visa denial by the Canada High Commission, saying out of 25-man team that was invited, only 14 were granted visas. He explained that the team were initially demoralized because the team captain, physiotherapist, and other important persons that were supposed to be part of the trip but were denied visas.
These soldiers re-strategized knowing their success was already diminished from teams and put up a great fight. Notwithstanding this setback, our team participated in over 6 events, which include wheelchair basketball.
And an ability in every disability, because you never can tell where your strength is. Being here today, sir, I would say we are very grateful, because when Ruth came in, when I saw Ruth the first time, Ruth could not use her hand, and today she is the gold medalist.
The Invictus Game is an international multi-sport event meant for recovery for the wounded, injured, and sick personnel. However, the team finally won different medals listed as 1 gold medal, 1 silver medal, 4 bronze medals in different sports they participated in. Kike Lomo Okere, Global Television News.
Thank you so much, Kike Lomo Okere. I will move straight to Benue State, where the Benue State government has assured of its readiness to continue to collaborate with the media and remain accountable and transparent to the people in the discharge of its constitutional mandate. Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, Tasso Kakulu, gave the hints during an interface with members of the Nigerian Union of Journalists at the public presentation of the breakdown of the 2025 state budget. Correspondent Felicity Ndere was there for Global TV.
The formal presentation of the 2025 budget tagged Budget of Human Capital Development, Food Security and Digital Economy seeks to address challenges of human capital development and socio-economic welfare, agriculture, trade and investment, power, science and technology, digital economy and e-governance. The total budget of 550.1 billion naira has a capital expenditure of 357.6 billion naira, while recurrent expenditure stands at 192.5 billion naira. Director General of Benue State's Budget and Economic Planning Commission, Professor Jerry Mandoho, says infrastructure takes 20%, while education and knowledge management, health and human services, agriculture and food security have 15% each.
If we look at roads, the roads are quite expensive. If you want to do a good road, a very good road, you should be looking at nothing less than 1 billion naira for 1 kilometer of road. So His Excellency is putting close to 110 of our monies into roads, which we are thinking, which we know that our underpasses that he has started, both the one in Makurdi here and the one in Boko, will also be completed within this road.
Chairman, Nigerian Union of Journalists, Benue State Council, Bemdo Ugbi, and the Commissioner for Information, Culture and Tourism, Matthew Abu, lauded the government's developmental strides and appealed to the members of the press to enlighten members of the public on government programs for the overall good of the state.
It is very, very important as an executive arm of government to present budgets for implementation of policies, priorities, and allocation of resources accordingly. The budget is a check on the executive branch by both the legislature and the fourth arm of government, which is the fourth estate of the realm, the media.
Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, Teso Kula, while commending the members of the fourth estate of REM, assured the people that the budget is all enclosed as its effect will be felt across all sectors of the economy.
Today you are here for no any other business but basically the business of budget breakdown. This is an event organized between the budget office and the NUJ.
Federation accounts is said to generate 430.3 billion naira internally generated revenue to provide 35.5 billion naira, aid and grants 26.4 billion naira, and capital development fund receipts 57.7 billion naira. In Makurdi, Felicity Ndere, Global TV News.
Development. The Benue State House of Assembly says a statement credited to the State House of Assembly by the Nigerian Bar Association on the resolution of the Assembly over the removal of the State Chief Judge is hasty and out of context. Majority Leader of the House, Siata Tisa, stated this in a media chat with journalists on the development at the Government House, Makurdi, the state capital. Correspondent Felicity Ndere reports.
Benue State House of Assembly had, through its resolutions, approved the removal of the Chief Judge of Benue, Justice Maurice Ikpamisi, on allegations bordering on corruption, misappropriation of funds, extra budgetary expenditure, among others. The development also has led to the response by the Nigerian Bar Association, which in a statement said the decision did not follow due process. Majority Leader Sate Tisi, in an interactive engagement with the media, insisted that the State Assembly acted in accordance with the Section 292 of the 1999 Nigerian Constitution as amended. Tisi said the association predicted its press statement on Sections 153 and 271 on discipline and removal of judicial officers and not based on the provision of Section 292 of the Constitution.
As far as we're concerned, the NBA were hasty because they were basing the argument on separate sections of the law outside the 292 that the Constitution had given us powers as members of the Assembly to act and recommend on the removal of the Chief Judge.
The Majority Leader described the actions of the 13 suspended members of the State Assembly as an afterthought, noting that the House prioritized the stability of the state and is in no way rubber stamp for the executive arm.
But the Constitution do not give the House of Assembly the responsibility of investigating. Remember, we did not originate any petition. If we originate, because of our powers of oversight, we can delve into asking certain questions to know what they were.
It remains to be seen what becomes the fate of the embattled Chief Judge of the state as events unfold. In Makurdi, Felicity Ndere, Global TV News.
The management of the Federal University Lokoja, Kogi State have closed down the university indefinitely following the continued protests by students in solidarity of the death of 5 of their colleagues killed by an articulated vehicle on Monday, 17th of February 2025. It is contained in a circular issued by the Registrar Secretary of Council of the University, Dr. Rebecca Ayimiohu Okoje, and the State Commissioner of Police and Director of DSS. The South-South Women Congress has condemned in strong terms what it termed the unruly and disrespectful behavior of Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan towards the Senate President, Senator Godswill Akpabio, during plenary on Thursday in Abuja, urging her to apologize or face the sanctions by the Senate rules. In a statement issued and signed by the leader of the group, Rolly Akpomedai in Warri, stated that the action of the senator was disregarded. The seating arrangement put in place at the Red Chamber was disappointing and not representative of the ideas of Nigerian women. Medicine Sans Frontiers, also known as Doctors Without Borders, MSF, in partnership with the Sokoto State Ministry of Health, is urging parents and caregivers to participate in an ongoing vaccination campaign aimed at protecting children from life-threatening diseases such as measles and diphtheria. MSF reports that in 2024 alone, it treated over 17,000 measles cases in Nigeria, a disease that, if left untreated, can cause severe complications such as pneumonia, brain damage, and even death. The joint campaign is focusing on immunizing children under 5 years old with measles vaccine and the Panther 5 vaccine, which provides protection against diphtheria, tetanus, hepatitis B, whooping cough, influenza type B. The Ogun State Police Command said it has launched a probe into a case of arson involving some cattle herders who allegedly set ablaze a vast cassava farm in Adao village via Alabata, Abeokuta, the state capital. The spokesperson for the State Police Command, CSP Omolola Dutola, disclosed this in a statement. The Defense Headquarters had said troops on internal security operations across the country have killed 82 terrorists, arrested 198 criminals, and rescued 93 kidnapped victims in the past week. In a statement, the Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Marcus Kanye, said the troops also recovered 86 high-caliber weapons and 2,040 weapons across the theaters of operation in the country. According to the DHQ spokesman, 41 terrorists comprising 10 males, 12 females, and 19 children surrendered to troops of Operation Hadikai in the northeast. Still on the military, the Chief of Defense Staff, CDS General Christopher Musa, has emphasized the critical need for a strong partnership between the military and the media to address national security challenges. Speaking at a symposium organized by the Nigerian Union of Journalists, NUJ, Kaduna State Council, with the theme, Future of Journalism, Practice in Nigeria, Challenges and Prospects, the CDS highlighted the indispensable role of the media in shaping public perception, disseminating vital information, and fostering national unity. You're watching the live broadcast of News Cycle. When News Cycle returns, Naira appreciates to 1,505 Naira to the US dollar as CBN retains interest rate. With those details from the world of business as well as more stories from foreign and sports segments for you, please stay with us.
That global television can be watched in Nigeria and all over the world with our app on Google and Play Store. All you need to do is download Global TV Nigeria on your phone and watch all programs on Global Television. What are you waiting for? Start downloading and stay connected to Global Television.
Welcome back. The Naira has sustained its strong performance as the local currency appreciated to close to 1,505 Naira per dollar at the parallel market on Thursday, gaining 9 Naira from 1,514 Naira it sold on Wednesday. This is as the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) retained all monetary parameters at its 299th Monetary Policy Committee meeting, the first in 2025. While on the foreign scene, Mexico's president warned the United States that our country would never tolerate an invasion of its national sovereignty and vow fresh legal action against U.S. gun makers after Washington